talking to? Who you talking to? Fuck off now,
I'm not sure Jake Paul's that crazy.
That's a fucking bad idea.
AJ's gonna knock him out.
He's going to get hurt.
This might be a step too far.
Apparently, chaos erupted outside Miami Airport after Anthony Joshua landed a clean punch on Jake Paul, and the internet is acting like a new world war just kicked off. Of course, Jake Paul can't step off a plane without turning the sidewalk into a trailer for his next drama. And now everyone online is arguing, pretending this wasn't the most predictable celebrity meltdown of the week.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
It's honestly wild how fast the internet collapses the moment Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul appear in the same location. The second news broke that something happened outside Miami Airport, people reacted like it was a celebrity solar eclipse. Nobody was shocked Jake Paul was in another confrontation, but everyone was stunned that Joshua didn't just walk away this time. Something clearly snapped, and now the whole world suddenly thinks they're experts in airport security rules.
Let's go!
What makes it even funnier is that this didn't happen inside the terminal or during some cinematic airport moment. It happened right on the sidewalk, the most chaotic place on earth. Luggage rolling everywhere, taxis blaring, people yelling in 5 languages, and then boom, 2 of the most talked about fighters collide. Miami Airport instantly started trending like it had just hosted the heavyweight championship of bad decisions. And the craziest part? The drama wasn't random. It had been brewing for months.
Boys.
Anyone pretending to be surprised must have been living under a Wi-Fi-less rock. Anytime Jake Paul talked about fighting real boxers, Anthony Joshua's name floated into conversation like a spirit summoned by pure delusion. Jake kept poking, shouting, and doing that classic YouTuber thing where he confuses confidence with indestructibility. Online, that works. But real life doesn't come with a comment section you can disable. Joshua stayed quiet for months, which in hindsight was probably a sign he was collecting patience like infinity stones.
2-time heavyweight champion of the world, an Olympic gold medalist. While he was winning Olympic gold, I was filming vines in high school. What'd you say? AJ is a knockout artist with fights that have literally ended in seconds.
So when these two finally met face to face at the airport, the tension wasn't just obvious, it was vibrating through the concrete. Witnesses say Jake Paul walked straight at Joshua with that signature smirk he uses whenever he's about to turn real life into a marketing stunt. The smirk that says, "This will get views." And of course, he didn't show up alone. He brought the attitude, the cameras, the ego, and that spark that always leads to public chaos.
He's fought legends, Klitschko, Usyk, Ruiz, Ngannou.
Biggest shot I have seen live.
I'm not gonna lie.
Meanwhile, Joshua was in full travel mode, hoodie on, bag in hand, looking like every exhausted human who just wants to reach the hotel. But Jake Paul doesn't understand social cues. He runs through them like a toddler on a sugar high. He kept pushing, kept poking, tossing little verbal jabs like he was warming up for TikTok. And that's when things took the inevitable turn into chaos. Jake Paul knows exactly how to trigger people. It's basically his brand now.
I'm a little scared. And yes, little Josh is signed to my enemy, Eddie Hearn. And I know Eddie and all of you naysayers were saying that I wouldn't take this fight.
He doesn't even need to insult you. Sometimes just his face unlocks new levels of irritation. And he used every bit of that power on Joshua, talking loud enough for every bystander to hear like he was hosting a reality show. Reports say he threw shade at Joshua's safe fighting style, which is hilarious coming from someone whose career has more scripting than WWE. Joshua tried to ignore it. First with silence, then with that annoyed chuckle men do when they're one comment away from regretting their entire day. But Jake didn't stop. Jake never stops.
Jake Paul probably doesn't care about the money,
Well,
but
he has plenty of money, and if he won, oh my God, if he beat Anthony Joshua, good Lord. I mean, that's a big
Eventually, Joshua realized he had two options: walk away and let Jake keep barking, or shut it down the old-fashioned way. And that's when it happened. The moment the internet is replaying like it's a Zapruder film of influencer stupidity. Witnesses say Joshua stepped forward, Jake stepped closer, and Joshua delivered one clean, precise punch. Not a fight, not a brawl, just a single punctuation mark right into Jake Paul's personal space. The kind of punch you throw when you're simply done talking.
Anthony Joshua,
I do not think-
Olympic gold
Yes.
medalist, former heavyweight champion of the world. What he did to Francis Ngannou,
I
like,
know.
good lord.
Yes.
Do you want that smoke?
Yeah, I just think it's all.
Jake Paul, world-class self-promoter, immediately turned it into the most dramatic reaction possible. He stumbled back, hands up, shouting about lawsuits and rematches. Even though this was a ring, a weigh-in, or even an event, it was literally the airport sidewalk at 3 p.m. on a Wednesday. The crowd erupted like they'd just watched the finale of a superhero movie. Some screamed, others filmed, a few jumped in to break up a fight that lasted maybe 5 seconds. And of course, one guy in the back yelled "World Star," because that tradition simply cannot die.
A dangerous fight.
Yeah.
Because Joshua's going to try to make an example out of
Yes.
him, for sure.
And will.
And will. I mean, I think
I know.
Joshua's one of the biggest one-punch KO artists ever.
Yes.
Security rushed in like they were auditioning for an action film, trying to separate two people who were already walking away. Jake Paul started yelling about being assaulted, a predictable development. Joshua stayed calm, quiet, and looked like a man who just wanted to find his Uber and forget the last 2 minutes ever happened. Meanwhile, influencers were already posting reactions online before the actual video even surfaced, because of course they were. And then came the aftermath, which somehow became even more chaotic.
If AJ had a broken arm in there, it still wouldn't go past a minute. To be quite honest with you, and as a safety aspect, there's no way that fight can go ahead. At the end of the day, my God, how good does it make me look? He gets beat by Jake Paul. Well, that automatically makes me two-time heavyweight champion of the world.
Jake immediately flipped the moment into a marketing opportunity. No surprise. Cryptic tweets, close-up selfies, complaining about Joshua being unprofessional. This from a man who manufactures beef for views. But the internet ate it up. Hashtags trended before anyone even knew the full story. Memes exploded faster than airport baggage. Some fans defended Jake. Others cheered for Joshua. And a shocking number of people were just thrilled something dramatic finally happened in boxing again.
Excuse me, Jay. Who are you fighting, when, and why?
I'm fighting Anthony Joshua because I'm fucking him.
What?
Because honestly, the sport hasn't gone this viral since someone uttered the words Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Joshua, meanwhile, handled everything with the calm confidence of a man who doesn't owe anyone an explanation. No vlogs, no Instagram rants, no dramatic monologues filmed inside a Sprinter van. He just stayed above the noise, which made things much worse for Jake. Nothing frustrates a habitual instigator more than a target who refuses to react.
I'm fighting Anthony Joshua because I'm him.
Holy shit, just let me take a second. Is this motherfucker out of
Dude, it's light work.
Joshua's silence became the new storyline. Fans wondered if he'd release a statement. Spoiler, he didn't. And he didn't need to. One punch said more than any press release ever could. What sent the situation into orbit wasn't the punch itself, but how fast the narrative spiraled once fans, fighters, influencers, and chaos merchants jumped into the conversation. The second the clip hit social media, people argued like they were eyewitnesses instead of half-awake scrollers.
That answer will shock a lot of people.
At first I was against it, and I was just like, man, this dude, because when people was coming.
Boxing analysts acted like this was a historic moment, while Jake Paul fans insisted he was ambushed, as if Joshua materialized out of thin air like a video game glitch. Casual viewers who don't even know boxing rules jumped in just for entertainment. Every platform had its own version of the story, each more dramatic than the last, making it impossible to separate fact from clout chasing. And the funniest part? Jake wasn't even seriously hurt. But online reactions made it sound like he survived a natural disaster.